Ugh. Former British super middleweight and a good fighter, in my opinion, Dean Francis, 43 years of age, has been told by doctors that he will soon be killed by terminal cancer. The writer of the article said, Dean stepped out of a black Range Rover. We exchanged nods. He gets out of the vehicle and he says that Dean still looks incredible. Broad shoulders, swimming pool type of physique that makes you wishing you'd spent more time in the gym than the pub. He was in the ring up to just a few years back, man. He has a 3-year-old son. I feel fucked up, man. I used to watch this kid. I used to watch him, man. I used to watch Dean Francis, man. In the 90s, man. He injured his right shoulder, and he was on such a great run of form when he deconstructed David Starry, man, who took Joe Calzaghe the distance. Dean actually fought Joe Calzaghe as an amateur. I can't remember the result, but yo, he was a top amateur on the verge of big things, but the shoulder injury it ruined his career, man. When he fought that guy Matthew Barney for the British title, he was just a one-handed fighter. He still floored Barney though, but he only had one hand. They're saying in 2016 his body started to tell him things that were not quite as they appeared to be on the outside. His once regular and triumphant visits to the toilet, the kind that most men can relate to, became drawn-out, frustrating affairs. Repeated bouts of stomach cramps left him in agony. And on January the 31st this year, he was diagnosed with bowel cancer. The good news, it was slow growing. He could be cured. Then 3 weeks later, after his treatment was transferred from Gloucester to Bristol, the diagnosis was made. The cancer had now invaded his liver. And this is where we are now, just a few months to live. A lot of the boxers are rallying around, like Lee Haskins, Ricky Hatton, Joe Calzaghe, James DeGale, Lee Selby. They had a dinner. All the money raised will be put towards saving Dean Francis' life. He hopes to go to Mexico and get renowned natural treatment at the Chipsa Clinic in Tijuana. The NHS basically can't do nothing more for Dean. Apparently, the last fight he had with Bob Ajisafe, who was a decent level domestic fighter, who actually put Tony Bellew on the floor, Dean went 12 rounds. This was Dean's last fight in 2014. They're saying that it left his face a little contorted, or a lot contorted, and he retired after that. He has actually stopped the chemotherapy. He said the opening dose was horrific, resulted in him being admitted to hospital, and alongside the awful physical pain, Dean was effectively radioactive for 3 days after each treatment. There were days where he couldn't hold his son, days when he had to sleep alone, couldn't touch his family, complete waste of time. So Tijuana is the next step. He believes he's going to beat it. He's got that fighter's attitude. Wish him the best. Wish him the best.